So I'm the founder of Sokito. We launched the brand a couple of years ago, so in 2022. But I've been building the brand for just over 7 years, so 5 years prior to the launch. Essentially, the idea for the brand came about when I was highlighted to the amount of waste in the football industry and in the football boot industry, and wanted to do something about it. So started to build Sokito and build a brand which was trying to reduce football's impact on the planet, and that's led us to this point. I've always worked in football and the football boot industry. I had a small little business which used to buy and sell collectible boots, and I was actually on holiday in Vietnam, and this was 7 years ago, just over 7 years ago. And I basically found these little shops which made tailor-made football boots and tailor-made shoes, and they were buying all of the scrap material from some of the bigger brands. And this material was on its way to landfill. It was being thrown, and they were intercepting it and creating really, really beautiful handcrafted product from this waste item, basically. And that was like a light bulb moment for me. So I started looking into the boot industry a little bit more, into the football industry, trying to understand its impact on the planet, and found out that 12.5 million pairs of football boots go into landfill every year, and they can take 1,000 years to decompose. They're incredibly harmful to the planet. And so this industry, which I've loved, football and football boots, is contributing to the climate crisis, and it's pretty bad for the environment, and it shouldn't be. So our whole aim as a brand is to show people that there's alternative ways of doing things. So you can have high performance. You don't have to compromise on the performance side of things, but you can reduce the impact on the planet. And that's our whole aim as a business.
So I'm William Troost-Ekong, 31 years old, football player playing for Al Khaloud in Saudi Arabia, and also the captain of the Nigerian Super Eagles. And yeah, this is my coming up to past my second year of being a Sokito. And yeah, so a project I'm very passionate about myself. I think especially when you are a player and you get to be part of a innovative brand who has a very clear message, a clear goal that we're trying to achieve all together, a cause for good, and something that I can also actively lend my voice in. It's been something really rewarding. We've already managed to collaborate and create some amazing things. So now the launch of the Scudetto earlier this year, which was debuted in the AFCON, was something very special, because it was a chance for me to really make an impact on the pitch, and also get everyone talking about all the changes and all the good things we're trying to do and achieve with Sokito. So it's been really rewarding, like I said, and I'm really looking forward to continue my journey with Sokito and having a chance to share our story through different markets, and also now in Thailand with you guys from Ari. So yeah, really happy with that. Yeah, so I think I missed that's probably quite a key thing. So I'm a investor together with, I think, more than 40 plus other athletes at the moment. So yeah, it's also a community, and I feel it's nice to be part of a group because we all have our input. So we share ideas, and Jake is also very good to really keep us involved in the process of designing the boot, the testing phase, and really making sure that it's a football boot that's also loved by the athletes and the professionals that are wearing it, and not just professionals, but I think trying to make something that is going to be exciting for anyone, also at grassroots level, to wear. So yeah, I'm an investor, and that was also for me the first time to be an investor in a startup or in a growing company in sports, and so for me to do that with a brand like Sokito, which really aligned with what I wanted and what I had in mind for myself, it's really exciting. And it's been really nice also to be part of this group, and share that passion, and hopefully see this grow and snowball into an either bigger company, but also a better way to relay the message to the rest of the world.
Each boot usually takes us over 2 years to develop, and the Scudetto was no different, just over 2 years in the development process. And there's a whole combination of really, really innovative materials inside of the shoe. So the Sokito contains mainly bio-based materials. So almost every component has some kind of bio-based component. Bio-based means plant-based, essentially. So the main ingredients are corn, bamboo, sugarcane, this type of thing. And there's a lot of development and a lot of testing which goes into each individual component and then how they fit together on the finished shoe. So there's individual lab testing elements where you're testing for abrasion, durability to make sure that they perform and that they are durable, because there's no point having something that performs for 1 week. We need something which lasts for a season. So there's lots of testing there. And then luckily for us as a brand, we have, it's now actually approaching 60 footballers that are investors. And we have this access to this group of professional footballers who can test the shoe for us. So we have lab testing, we have pro player testing, and then we have some grassroots player testing, because sometimes the feedback is slightly different there too. And this is where Will comes in. So the Sokito, which we developed with Will actually throughout AFCON, I actually have the shoe here which Will started the tournament in. This shoe here, the one that Will wore for the first group stage game, was different to the shoe that he wore in the final, because there was feedback throughout the process, and he said the tongue moves a little bit, so we changed the tongue, and then this is the shoe which then launches. So the one that you're getting there at RE has been authenticated and developed by professional players.
So for me to make the change and to wear Sokito was something that I really wanted, but you always, for me, I think you players have like a mental barrier, a lock that you need to get past, because you want to have a boot that performs at least the same as whatever you're used to, right? So when I got the Sokito, the first time I had it in hand was actually days before the tournament. So we were in Ivory Coast already, and I tried them in the training, and I was really excited by having them on feet. There was some few items I said, okay, actually I think this could be slightly different, this could be a little bit better. So straight away, I think in the first days my feedback to Jake was about the tongue, which was seeming to slide a little bit to the right. I think the only other thing that I pulled up on was maybe in the sole plate, some of the movement was a bit much, and also at the front we had the lip was starting to come up slightly. So once I wore it, I dragged my feet sometimes, so then the grass was coming into the front of the boot. So those are things that I said, okay, well, if you can change this, then I can't fault the boot at this point. So that was quite something for me already, because I felt like the level where I was at was already so high, but it was just some small tweaking. And as the tournament actually went on, on came the semi-finals and finals, and I already got the second prototype which had some changes to the boot, especially the things that we could change in that small time, which was the tongue, and then we could really see the difference already. So since then, I think we are probably 2 or 3 prototypes further, or maybe developments further from the first original AFCON boot to where we are now. And now I'm so used to them and so comfortable that I wouldn't think about changing my boots again. So it's been exciting to have that kind of input, and I think there's been some great other points that other players have picked up as well. And now it's got to a point where I wear the shoes and I get all the other players looking and saying, oh, what is that? Can I try it? So I think that's the biggest compliment, when you see other players that are really interested in seeing the boot and wanting to try the boot. And everyone seems to have very positive feedback about the Sokito in particular, because I feel like that was one step further than from where we were before. So I think that's been the journey so far in the last 12 months. And I can already see how much that has been. So I'm really excited for you guys as well to try it if you haven't tried them already, because I'm sure you'll have a great experience with them.
There's a whole range of players actually, so male, female, Premier League down to non-league. So it's really nice. We have a nice mix. The sort of most recognizable players, I would say, are probably the Premier League players. So Ola Aina, who plays with Will at Nigeria, who's at Nottingham Forest. We have Travis Chalobah. We have a few new players actually, which aren't announced quite yet. We have Morten Torsby, who's playing Serie A for Genoa. We have Sophie Young Pedersen, who plays for Inter Milan. So it's a big range of players, and yeah, we're happy with our community, but we are kind of always open to expanding that. I think working with athletes and getting athletes involved in the business is a key way that we're continuing to grow and spread the awareness of the brand. And the more players we have like Will or like Ola who wear the shoes, who talk to their teammates about it, the faster we can grow as a business. So this is really a key element to the brand, basically, and how we're continuing to grow. You know, the Skodetta, which we have now with Ari, is available exclusively in Asia with Ari. So you're the only place you can get the shoe in Asia is with Ari. And we're really, really happy about that because it's the premium specialist in the region. The shoe itself, the Skodetta, is a super lightweight premium speed boot, but it's available for a price point which is lower than the competitors. It's a nice combination of lightweight, it's responsive, it's grippy, but also it's soft. And the vamp area, the heel, is super, super comfortable. If you put it on, you can go straight away. Outside of that it's better for the planet. It's less impactful. And this is an additional benefit. So there's lots of ways you should try the shoe, but really go and get it in hand, go into the store, try it out, and hopefully you'll be as impressed and as happy with it that we are.
I can only agree. So for me, the key thing in football boot, you want it to be able to perform. It's lightweight, comfortable, and yeah, also a boot that you can get used to very quickly. I think everybody wants to have light boots in this day and age. You want a material which is flexible, something that you can wear and get used to quickly. And you want a boot that you can perform in, and if you can do all those things in a boot that's also good for the planet, then I think you've got a winning recipe. So yeah, I think anyone who is climate conscious and also is excited by trying something new, and like Jake said, you don't have to reach as deep in your pockets as you have to do for some of the other speed boots in the same kind of competing category. Then why wouldn't you try? I love them. I can only give that honest review myself, and all the players that I've come in contact with that have tried them as well, they seem to love them. So yeah, it's an exciting part to be part of something new, and anyone who wants to join that community, we're all here for you. Thank you so much. I'm excited to see how the boots go anyway. I'll be following you guys on social media, and yeah, if I have a chance in the future to come with Jake one time, then I'd love to. But I'm really excited to see what their response will be over and over. Thanks, guys. Have a lovely day.
Thank you so much.
Bye bye.